OK, let's head to Downing Street, should we? And our political correspondent, Tom Harwood, who's there for us this morning. I mean, this mini by name, but not by nature, Tom.
That's exactly the strategy, Stephen. I have to say that just before we got on air, the heavens seemed to have opened here in Downing Street, in a reminiscent scene to when Liz Truss became Prime Minister, what feels like months ago now, but was actually only a matter of weeks. Of course, it was chucking it down with rain then, and the words that Liz Truss used was that she was going to get the country out of the storm. As we heard from the Bank of England yesterday, the economic conditions that we face as a country, indeed that lots of the Western world faces right now, are not particularly rosy. It's not particularly sunny, and this is a go big or go home strategy expected from the Chancellor to combat this. Potentially the defining statement, the defining moment in Liz Truss's premiership, from her close ally Kwasi Kwarteng putting forward an enormous package of measures in rapid time. Everything from cancelling that planned corporation tax rise, getting rid of the national insurance rise, but also these investment zones created around the country, low regulation, low tax, trying to spur economic growth. And we hear a number of other rabbits out of the hat that have not yet been pre-briefed. Could this be more on top of the news of potentially stamp duty threshold raises or all the rest of it? What we are hearing is that this will be a significant package of measures, putting everything that they possibly can do, pulling almost every lever that they can at the start of the premiership, because let's not forget, it's not long that they have to turn things around. The general election is expected in May 2024, and to get the country back to growth, to reach that growth target that the government has now explicitly said they want to reach of 2.5% growth per year, they've got to go big and go fast.
Tom, we've got a lot of people already emailing in saying, why is it so early at 9:30 when these major statements are usually at least mid-morning? And why have so many aspects of it already been leaked or announced almost to the media? What's going on there politically?
Well, first of all, we do usually get these sort of leaks before a fiscal statement or a budget. Sometimes policy is given out to journalists to float it, to see how it will do, or perhaps to take the sting out of it when it's announced. For example, explicitly unpopular policy that the government acknowledges is unpopular, like removing that cap on city bonuses, well, it's likely that that was floated a little bit earlier on to take the sting out of it when it's announced tomorrow, because people are prepared for it, are braced for it. The other angle here, of course, is that we've just gone through a leadership contest in which Liz Truss made a number of economic promises, and it would be remiss of her really to not deliver those in short order. During the election campaign, she said she will hold a mini budget, a fiscal statement, or at some point she said she wanted a full budget very early on in her premiership to deliver on those promises. So a lot of these are actually promises that were made on the campaign trail. But as for why this is at the peculiarly early time of 9:30 on a Friday, the House doesn't normally sit like this on a Friday. Indeed, today was supposed to be the first day of conference recess. What they've done is changed the rules to specially allow the House to sit in full today for government business to be laid. But of course, members of Parliament like to get back to their constituencies usually on Thursday evenings. So I think all business is really being crammed in to the first half of this Friday.